Hi, and welcome to the latest episode of the Just Tinkering the Nose pod. It's all about 30 FPL managers competing in the most comprehensive fantasy football competition known to man. League glory for the most dedicated of managers awaits, but nestled across the season, there's 2 Champion Leagues, 2 Cups, there's Manager of the Month, and much, much more. We're going to have a rigorous review of the past week's shenanigans in the Just Tinkering the Nose League, including our Champions League updates. We'll have careful deconstruction of where it all went wrong or right this week. We'll have discussions on tactics, transfers and general tinkering. It's with me, League Chairman Rog, often accused of embezzlement, match rigging and receiving unsolicited brown envelopes, nothing proven. And we'll be joined regularly by Dr. G, our strategic genius, a wildcard game week 2 strategic genius. However, without further ado, let's see what this week has got for us. Let's start with the overall league. We've got the top 7 there on screen for you. Every now and Ben maintains his first position. And of course, we'll maintain first position in Manager of the Month for August. We've got Reese has moved up to 2nd from 4th place. And we mentioned the strategic genius of Dr. Gareth Medley. He's moved up from 13th to 3rd, same points as Reese. So the wildcard paid off with 97 points. Following that, Upthorpe Massive, Was Athletic, Dalton Owls and Singapore Slingers. A most excellent 100 points from John, Singapore Slingers in game week 2, and the doors to the 100 Club are open. It was game week 25 last season before the doors to the 100 Club were open, but not this week. Game week 2, we are on for a top season. If it wasn't for copyright infringement, Club Tropicana would be playing out in the background. Other music was considered. John's rank of 218,630 betters last week, but it's unlikely to take the low rank prize this year. Manager of the Month, the second of 3 game weeks have passed, but Ben, as we've seen in the league table, is in the lead and is a 12-point lead over Reese and Dr. G. Across the top 7 teams, it's just a 20-point gap, so everything is up to play for in the last game week of August. I neglected to review the Challenge League last week, so I put that to right. We've got a placeholder on the deck moving forward. Top 7 on the screen, top of the shops, Michelle Wright. Ben Sinclair follows a point behind, and a little way adrift, Steve Wasden. Further adrift, everyone else in the league. On to Champions League 1 and Group 1. So every now and Ben and Upthorpe Massive, so that's Ben and Tommy, both maintain 100% records with victories this week. Rogers Dodger Lodgers, that's me, and Dalton Owls, that's John Bell, also with victories, both getting off the mark and on to 3 points. Pete and our reigning champion Lee, so that's the Full Monty 57 and Kinder Mumbueo, are still to get off the mark, but that will change in game week 3. As both of those two, Full Monty and Kinder, are head-to-head. And strangely enough, also, there's going to be changes at the top, because every now and Ben are up against Upthorpe Massive. Over to Group 2, 1 point anchors FC, so that's Dr. G, and Badger Attack, so that's Rich. Both win their second games, so 100%, and they're sitting first and second, respectively, in Group 2. So Samba, Petter and Wawa Nigel also off the mark this week with wins. Remarkably, the bottom 2 in Group 2 also play each other. So yet to get off the mark, we've got Ben versus Callum. So that's Come On Seattle versus Callum's Hawks. Over to Group 3, AC McClure, that's Chris. He picks up his first points of the Champions League, admittedly against a bye, but given that their score of 90 points would have been all in Group 3, apart from John Conn this week. A deserved and very hard worked for 3 points, Chris. Up at the top, Singapore Slingers, that's John with an unbeaten start. Also unbeaten-ish Polish Expresski, so that's Christoph, unbeaten Polish, or Christoph also played his wild card this week, not quite as successfully as Dr. G. Polish only got 64 points against 67 for Dr. G. As we move down the table, Ben's Blues 57 is still to get off the mark. They were beaten by Chris, so that's Pez's FC, who gets his first points of the campaign. Looking over to the fixtures, 2025, they will take a bye, so they will move up to 6 points, which means we will at least have, well, more than likely anyway, to have a draw for second at some point, because Polish Expresski and Singapore Slingers are head-to-head in match day 3. So Reese, Michelle and Alex all rack up 3 points in match day 2, and 2 wins from 2 for all in group 4. Dougie the dog takes over top spot from Thank You Love. Go Ezzy on me, who actually got the bye, so that's Alex, are in third. That said, like Chris, 81 points was Alex's score, second highest in group 4, so would have beaten every other player apart from Reese, Dougie the dog. So again, well done Reese, Alex, for getting and earning that 3 points against the bye team. However, from all the happy stuff in group 4, we have got 2 teams already considering a management change. So both Ben's smallest stalwarts and Danny's not very athletic, both yet to get off the mark. Now, if we look at the fixtures coming up, it's not looking good for not very athletic. So that's Reese, that's top against bottom. Michelle, if we look at the league table, will have her bye this week, so we'll automatically move up to 9 points. So puts more pressure on Reese to get that victory against our bottom team, not very athletic. Ben, so Smalley's stalwarts, will play Dan's Hockey's Heroes this week.
Recording this on Friday, late afternoon, evening, so some food for thought. It is transfer deadline day, all sorts of transfers going on, rumoured. Tony out over to Saudi, Ramsdale over to Southampton as a goalkeeper, all sorts of other shenanigans going on. Who knows where Sterling will end up by Saturday morning. Reports from press conferences, Foden's still in, so if he's in your team, probably time to get him out, last chance. Villa's game's starting to look really well, so maybe it's a Watkins transfer in. Solanke's still injured by all accounts. You've got Rodgers in midfield, Tillemans as well. And finally, Fulham showed a lot of promise last week. And again, affordable players, so maybe a budget Robinson defender or maybe Emil Smith-Rowe in midfield. Not forgetting Emil Smith-Rowe is Fulham's record signing, so I'm sure they've signed him to provide some return.
So we're nearly there, end of this week's episode. A reminder for managers that the week's deadline is Saturday at 11 AM. For more information, if you pop over to gsl.webdoor.co.uk, you'll find all the information for the Champions League, so your league tables, fixtures, results. You'll also have a link to the Challenge League on there, so all those in the Challenge League, please don't forget to submit a team. We've also got further information that you can get from the Scout tab of the FPL website. So on our website, the web door one, will have a link to our FPL league, and we'll also have a link to the live FPL league as well. So if you're watching on your mobile and you've got that link, you'll be able to sort of see real-time scores going over the weekend and the adjustments of the league table to reflect auto substitutes. So you can get the link from the website, or alternatively, if you log on and create an account with Live FPL, the league number that you will need so that you can add our league to your account would be 48393. And you can get all sorts of stats there, interesting things about ownership, captaincies, vice captaincies as well. So thanks for listening, and looking forward to having a chat with you next week.